to order at 5 o'clock. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Gillis,
Here.
Ms. Curley,
Here.
Mr. Andrus,
Here.
Mr. Reed,
Here.
and Chairman Rowe.
All right. Can I get a motion, to accept the meeting minutes from last month?
I'll make such a motion. I'll support.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Reed.
Yes. All right, with that, we'll get started. This is normally a board of 5. There are 4 members here tonight. You'll need 3 yes votes to get your appeal approved. You do have the option of holding off until next month if you prefer. So with that being said, we'll get started. When I call your appeal, you'll step up to the podium, sign the register, give us your name and address, and then a little bit of background on your appeal. All right, so the first order of business is W-1743-25, waiver of ordinance 069-2021, section 1158.01B3, related to outdoor storage. The location is 6050 Navarre Avenue. The applicant is Robert Dito with Blake Homes for the owner Molly's Ventures. You're up.
Bob Dito, 520 Bridgewater Drive. I'm only going to be in business for another year or two. I'm going to retire. I don't think, but all the businesses down Navarre Avenue, I'm out of line with not having a fence there. I don't think a 4-foot fence is going to cover my trailers anyways. All I really have is some stuff behind the building and some trailers. My neighbors within half a mile have trucks and things in the right of way. They have outdoor storage with no fencing.
All right. Any questions from the board?
Where's our,
Steve's not.
he's not here.
It said they had no objections.
They had no objections.
It says no objections,
Okay.
assuming that everything stays in the rear yard.
So that'd be fencing the rear yard.
It says Building and Zoning Department has no objection to the request as submitted, provided the outdoor storage remains in the rear yard and it must not create a nuisance in terms of blowing debris off-site.
Okay.
So there's no, in the future, more things getting there that are there already? Just basically what is there, and was it brought to our attention by somebody, Dylan, do you know of a complaint or something as to why?
I'd like to talk to that.
I mean, you've been operating there for a while, right? I mean.
Yeah, I've been there
couple-
6 years. I had no
Yeah.
idea I was in a zoning violation.
And you're not adding anything new, you're not getting another box or another,
No.
at this point?
I'm not aware of any complaints that were
Okay.
submitted to the department.
The complaint came from a fireman
Okay,
who just came to my shop one day with a calendar in his hand, and I guess I didn't do the right thing by him, and 2 weeks later, I get a zoning violation.
all righty,
So it wasn't a neighbor or somebody.
all right. All right, is there anybody here to speak for or against the matter? Step up to the podium and state your name and address and make sure you're signed in.
My name is Jerry Peach. I'm at 6113 Navarre Avenue. I own the property directly across the street from Mr. Dito's property. He has been there for about 6 years. He's been a great neighbor. I think imposing a requirement or enforcing a requirement that he have an opaque fence would, in fact, detract from his facility. It's well-maintained. I expect him to continue to maintain it. And I prefer not to see a fence there. I think the lack of a fence really allows the property to blend in with the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, any other questions from the board? With that, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the variance as requested with the condition that no additional materials or equipment be brought on site and that the property continue to be maintained as it is.
I'll support.
Roll call?
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Reed.
Yes. You're all set. Thanks. Okay, next order of business is W 1746-25, waiver of ordinance 057-2013, sections 1337.05C3, B1, plus 1337.05C3C3, relating to signage. The location is 2810 Navarre Avenue. The applicant is Matt Park with Gardner Sign for owner River Rock Property.
Good evening. My name is Bill Bosselman, president of River Rock Property Group, and we are in the process of working on developing the new Oregon Town Center on the former Kmart property. We had the groundbreaking yesterday, which drew a nice crowd and seemed successful. We're looking for variances here to set up our signage plan, which involves having monument signs for 3 parcels along the frontage along Navarre. So that, what you see there, those are the lot splits as they stand today, but we're going to be further subdividing. And you can see, well, still, the outlined red area there has that little peninsula up in the northwest corner. That would be a lot, and then there are 2 lots east of that. And so there'll be 3 lots along Navarre, and we're asking for 3 monument signs centered in each lot, and then 1/4 monument sign that would be for the property to the south, where the ultimately the real town center will be. And there's a north-south access drive that's not shown on there, but it would occur along between parcels 1 and 2 of the frontage, about a 25-foot access drive. Yeah, there you go. That one helps. The monument signs, we believe, are attractive. They kind of incorporate the City of Oregon logo, and they will be placed within the within landscaping and fencing as required by the overlay district, that there be fencing, some kind of barrier along the parking, obscuring parking along Navarre Avenue, similar to what Sheets is doing immediately to the west. And so it'll be kind of fence, landscape, monument sign, landscape, fence in each lot.
All right, so just a little bit of clarification, Dylan. Are there multiple things that are not in accordance? The size is one, and then I'm understanding it has been pulled out of the right-of-way slightly back to the,
Yes.
to the south.
Yeah, there was a drawing done at one point where it was in the right of way, and that was not going to work. No.
Okay, so it's
It's out of the right
right-of-way.
of way, but it's not 10 feet back from the right of way. So
Okay.
that's one variance is being within the 10-foot setback zone. Second one, I believe, is the size. And then the third one is that, in theory, the overlay district require, if you have a multi-lot development, which I guess we are, that you only have one sign for the multi-lot. We are asking for,
So you have 3 parcels, 3 signs, but one of them has multiple tenants on the one
Yeah,
side?
well, three parcels along the Navarre frontage, and then the fourth being the.
Behind.
Behind,
And that will be directed by the larger sign?
Yes.
In the middle.
and that'll have
And
multiple.
that one goes in the middle lot? That one, the bigger
It
sign?
goes along the access drive at the corner of the middle lot, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that one.
Okay, and I believe, since Steve isn't here, he also had, the Building and Zoning Department, Public Service Department had no objections to the waiver request. So, since it doesn't appear there's anybody here to speak for or against it, is this something we can read in as in one grouping of three, or do we want to just read it into record for all three separate signs, just for record?
And I think if there's nobody opposed to it, I think we could put them together. And obviously,
Okay.
you're here for the Lawai, the pool, correct? So I don't think there's anybody here to speak against it.
So is it necessary to read all these separate waivers into it, or?
I think we can pass them all together if they're all the same.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody on the board have any questions?
Nope.
And it appears no one's here to speak for or against it, so with that, I would accept a motion.
We need to read the other ones into the record too, so we're motioning on all three.
Yeah, he said I didn't need to. You want
Well,
me?
we can read them all together, but just.
Okay, I'll read them in. So I read the first one in. So the second one related to the same situation is W1747-25, waiver of ordinance 0572013-1337.05 C3 B1 plus 133705 C3 related to signage. The location is 2830 Navarre Avenue. The applicant is Matt Park with Gardner sign for owner of River Rock property. The third signage is W1748-25, waiver of ordinance 0572013-1337.05 C3 B1 plus 1337.05 C3 related to signage. The location is 2850 Navarre Avenue. The applicant is Matt Park with Garner sign for owner River Rock Properties. Now I would entertain a motion. With all three being combined into one vote.
I can make a motion to approve.
I'll support.
Roll call?
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed.
Yes. Thank you, you're all set. All right. Next motion is next request is W1749-25, waiver of ordinance 269-2001, section 1153.01D, related to area exceptions. The location is 154, how do you say that? Lawai Road. The applicant owner is Anthony Hamilton.
My name's Tony Hamilton, 154 Lawai Road. Putting an in-ground pool in the backyard, and come to find out the pool is supposed to be within, or outside of 100 feet from the middle of Wynn Road, and ours is at 78 feet. We weren't told about that initially. Plus, we have a neighbor plus a few houses down that has a pool that is actually a little bit closer to the road than ours is gonna be. So we thought we were fine, and here we are now.
Do they still require a pool permit for the construction of a pool?
Yes. Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
We filed for the permit, and then we went on a vacation, and while we were gone, our contractor was in communication with the zoning department, and this is where things get a little hairy, because according to our contractor, he was told on a Monday to go ahead and get started. Is pretty much a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's, even though the permit wasn't fully issued. And 3 to 4 days later, suddenly we had to stop because, the pool is not going to be outside of the 100-foot margin. And so things kind of got put on a hold. And then after that, actually somebody approved to have inspectors come out and look at the electric and other things. And so at this point, the pool is in. It's just awaiting further approval from yourself. Things of that nature.
All right, so according to the Building and Zoning Department, they have no objections to the request. The only thing I'd like to say is, I would like to make sure that it's noted that this particular pool builder from here on out must follow the rule of securing a permit before this happens again. I know we have some other pool companies that have a tendency to continue to build pools without permits, knowing that they shouldn't be, and it gets a little bit taxing on us every now and then because it's happening. So, I appreciate the fact that it's in line with all the other pools, and common sense would tell you that you don't really have a situation, but we just want to make sure it's noted, so if we come back here in 2 months and it's the same contractor doing the same thing and claiming that he was unaware that there was a reason to get a zoning permit that we haven't noted. So that's all I have. Any questions from the board?
Just a comment, it's tough for the owner. He hires a pool company who he assumes is gonna follow the rules and is reputable, and it puts him in a tough spot too, I'm sure, so. Question for staff, did you guys find the pool contractor?
Now, the Building and Zoning Department is trying to be as helpful as possible. This is a brand-new pool contractor, to our understanding. So, there was just a little bit of miscommunication or misunderstanding because he's a brand-new pool contractor, and he did state that he fully intends to follow the rules from here on out, when he came to our office for a meeting in person.
So he's not a repeat offender then?
No, this is the first time, and it was just a complete misunderstanding how everything happened.
Were you able to inspect the bonding?
Yes,
Okay.
it is a fiberglass pool, correct?
Correct.
Yes, we did the bonding inspection.
That's all I had.
Now, if there's no other questions from the board, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve as is.
I'll support.
Roll call?
Ms. Curley,
Yes?
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed.
Yes. You're good to go.
Thank you.
That will adjourn the meeting at 5:20.
Good job, interim chair.
What's that?
Good job, interim chair.
Acting chair.
End stream on the bottom.
Tongue only got
Good
tied
job, not
twice.
like.